Hey, Psych2Goers. We hope you know that we're here for you during these crazy times of COVID-19. We want you to stay safe and healthy, and we'll fight this together. Is there anyone in your life who you think may be struggling with depression, or perhaps that person is you? If so, you've likely seen how it complicates daily life and how it not only affects the depressed, but also everyone around them. It's emotionally painful to see someone you love in so much pain, but you're not sure how to help them. Relationships aren't easy, so loving someone with a mental health diagnosis can be even more of a challenge. They tend to talk themselves down and wallow in their feelings of self-hatred and hopelessness, convinced that they're undeserving of love. Depression builds walls around people, putting a lot of emotional distance between you and your loved one. Yet, you continue to reach out and support them. You do it because you're connected to them and you love them. After all, one of the most beautiful and powerful things in life is true human connection. Nurturing it can help you find happiness even in the darkest of times, and it will help you restore what depression has taken away. So, let's go through 7 reasons to love someone with depression. 1. They're stronger than most. When was the last time you were in any sort of heated conflict, physical or verbal? Now imagine that energy expenditure, but inside your head, and it never ends. Fighting depression is a constant battle with your own mind, with weapons of loneliness, emptiness, and hopelessness being used against the sufferer. You can imagine that whoever has fought against depression is likely one of the strongest, most resilient individuals you know. Sometimes they don't win, and the amount of courage and determination required to get back up is tremendous. 2. Their depression does not define them. Of utmost importance, you are loving a person, not a diagnosis. Although this person has a mental illness, this does not define who they are and does not indicate a foregone conclusion. Some of the greatest individuals in history, such as Abraham Lincoln, Winston Churchill, and Georgia O'Keeffe, struggled with depression for much of their lives. Despite this, they rose above it all and made their lives mean something more. 3. They're more understanding. People who have depression become more understanding and empathetic to the suffering of others. They know how it feels like to be shunned and ignored by others due to the stigma behind mental illness. Because of this, they tend to be more open-minded and non-judgmental. It's easy to let yourself be emotionally vulnerable with them because they can easily empathize with whatever it is you may be feeling, and they'll likely understand your point of view better than others. 4. They're more honest. Depression has the tendency to make those who suffer from it more brutally honest. Just as they understand what it's like to be shunned, they also understand what it's like to have their time wasted and feelings hurt by fake niceties and false promises. You can always trust them to tell you the truth, no matter how ugly or painful it may be. They don't usually have any ulterior motives behind their words or their actions because they put a lot of value in a person's sincerity and straightforwardness. 5. They're quite appreciative. We know you might think, that wall doesn't seem like they care about anything I do for them. Yeah, there is a wall. However, those with depression don't really want to be left all alone. They value and are grateful for those who stay by their side, making that effort to connect and reach out. But they don't want to burden you by seeming like they needed too much. They're very appreciative. They're just trying not to be creepy about it. 6. They're good listeners. Someone who's depressed tends to feel lonely and misunderstood, so they go out of their way to ensure that their loved ones don't feel that way. They want you to know that you are heard and accepted. They know how amazing it can feel to have someone get you, so they're eager to return any empathy and support others have shown them in any way they can, usually by listening. And 7, they're deep thinkers. Many recent studies have observed a link between overthinking and depression. There are quite a few upsides to being a deep thinker, such as being perceptive, intuitive, and insightful about life. I'm sure you've heard the contemplation, what is the meaning of life? That mindset is very much what the depressed person contemplates, as finding meaning gives them hope and purpose. To give a simple analogy, a flower blooms the most beautiful and vibrant when given proper support and care. People are the same way. Those with mental illnesses are still people. Although it can feel like an uphill battle much of the time, encouragement, understanding, and simply being there to help them through the suffering goes a long way to helping that flower bloom. Did any of these points speak to you? How are you thinking you might change your approach to others or yourself? If you're suffering from depression, did you find these points accurate? Please comment, like, and share this video with someone who would benefit from it. We'll see you in the next video.
Yes. We are now live. Yes. Here on Podcastic with your host, the Network Junkie, which is going to always keep you updated to the latest what's happening. And what's happening right now is it's healing time. It's healing time, y'all. Come heal with me. I'm currently live on Instagram. If you're not following, go follow today. And that's the Network Junkie, Network Junkie, JUNKIEY, because I get high for this right here. And also I'm live on Facebook at Miss Dana J. That's MSDANAJAY right now. So make sure y'all go follow. And if you're not watching live on Podcastic, shame on you. Make sure you chime in right now on Podcastic at Podcastic on Facebook and also on Instagram at Podcastic. Groove Radio, I hear you too. Yes. So we're going to get on into it. How did y'all feel about that last clip that was played? Like, that was deep. Like, did you find yourself in that message anywhere? Did you find yourself in not even knowing that was a form of depression that you sat in? Mm-hmm. The questions that I had after listening to it, I was like, ooh. That was depression? Oh, I thought it was gas. I'm just saying. No, but seriously, when they say that people that suffer from depression is some of the best listeners, that is true. That is so true. A lot of the time because they don't feel like they have a voice, though, but because they feel like they have to take on other people's hurt and pain because they so used to it, you know, it almost becomes second nature. So when someone else is going through, they're more of a valuable person to have around because they can sympathize with you, but not just sympathize with you, actually allow you to get that hurt out by accepting some of your pain. Unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes. And mentally, that's a strain, you know, just being depressed and then taking on somebody else's, you know, issues. Just imagine that weight on you and then trying to build relationships.
Yeah, I think we all go through periods of depression. Just some periods may last longer than others, or because I think almost everybody can remember a time when they were depressed, and their depression has so many names. Sometimes I don't like to own that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, I just say I'm on the emotional roller coaster. Yeah, I'm on the uphill, and you know, once I get over, I'll be all right to the next hump. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
words is powerful.
Yeah. But you're right. If you are depressed and you can find a good listener, because that's what they charge for. You know, so if you can find that in the community or in the family or in a friend, then you know you're usually good to go. I go to my auntie, I come to you. You know, just at least a small support system, at least one person.
It goes far. It really
I worry about the kids, because some of the depression I remember, it was hard to find somebody to talk to, you know, without being criticized or judged. So that probably was the hardest part, being a young adult or a teenager and suffering some type of depression. I used to have crying spells because I had a dusty uncle staying in the house, you know, bringing everything down, and I wanted him out of there. And my mom wasn't getting rid of him, and I was too young, and they told me to get the But I finally got so upset, I kind of like burst out of my shell, and I told him to get out.
Did he leave?
Yeah. And I think at that time she was relieved. You know, she loved her brother, whatever, but he needed to go.
Mm-hmm. I actually went through a problem like that with my mom. She was so nice and just so open, and yes, she wanted to help everyone, and sometimes people would take advantage of her. And we didn't had some of everybody, you know, living with us at point of times where they did not respect the household, and that's what made me and my sisters, you know, a little violent.
And I think black folks we don't, like I said, we don't call it depression. We don't, it's a bad time. It's a rough road. It's we figure with so much that we've been through, small things don't sound like depression. We tend to
We
think
call it
of
life.
It as, yeah. We tend to, or the struggle.
The struggle.
We tend to think of it more so, when we hear it, you about to kill yourself. Somebody done said they was gonna kill themselves, and our young people are always contemplating that or playing with the idea of it. And you never can know whether they so-called, what your grandmother would say, crying wolf or not.
So with that being said, you got to take every last thread as a something real.
Yeah, when I was younger, we had big brothers, big sisters, so they still need that outside adult that they can listen to and learn something from. If you don't have a village, you need to pair up with another person that they can open up to, where they don't feel criticized or judged.
And I see a lot of the village people is battling with, if we want to say, emotional roller coasters. Due to past experiences. And having them past experiences, it kind of hinders you from moving forward with another relationship, or even trying to gain another relationship after experiencing so much, especially, and this, is networking after dark. So I'm specifically talking to my organizers, my activists, my business owners, my entrepreneurs, things in that, in that area, in that genre. So when I say that, being hurt so many times, like, I'll give an example, like us, when we were into the vendoring game, it got so stressful for us because people was taking advantage, and we were not able to make our funds back, and the events was like a bust. It was so many busts. It was more bust than it was success. But it got so depressing or so emotional that we stepped back for about a year.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
And that's what every relationship, sometimes you do have to step back. You got to give it some space and some time and enough, between you and it, so you can miss it or revisit it.
And evaluate it. To make it better.
Yeah. And that will go with every relationship, your job, your man and woman relationship, your child to mother, They be needing a break from us.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, they do. Yes, children. I know y'all be needing a break. But while we're on relationship and the definition of it, I'm going to give you the definition from Google. Relationship, the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. I'm going to read that one more time. The way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. What does that mean to you?
That's everything. The relationship we got with Podcastic, and he got the relationship with this entity, and then when he go home, our kids, and all those things connect like a vein or a tree.
Exactly. Relationship is not just man and woman. Relationship is not just job and employee. Relationship is in everything. I'm going to give you another definition that was up under that in Google. Relationship, the state of being connected by blood or marriage.
Okay.
Now, in that, you can say, okay, you can go into farther and say, okay, my mom and dad, and then you want to go down the ancestry, my grandma, my great grandma, and then you start to find that bloodline. So it's a relationship and even building with your ancestry.
So when you think about it now, how many relationships are you juggling?
Jeez Louise.
You can't even count it. I mean, you go home and write them down, and the way it is in that meaning for both of them, you have a nice little essay there, huh?
Yes. We should try that. We should see what we come up with. Another definition under Google is relationship, an emotional sexual association between two people.
Okay.
So that's what most people think of when they think relationship, and it's more to just a man and a woman and being intimate with the individual, because that's relations as well. Even if you're not in a committed, relationship, if you're swiping body fluids, you're in some type of relationship with that individual, like it or not. So that's why them soul ties is real. So be careful in how you're giving yourself away as well, and what type of relationships you're building in that area as well.
Right.
And then I had one more relationship, the way in which, hold on, let me see my dang on writing. Two or more. Relationship, the way in which two or more people or groups regard and behave towards each other. So that's like the workplace. So that's like, you know, your partner, like what we have. You know, that's like what we just did today. We have a workforce crew. So we had to actually, each one of us have to have a certain amount of relationship, a certain amount of communication, you know, in order to work successfully. I'll say successfully.
So it's safe to say too, the meaning of a relationship is some type of positive connection.
Indeed.
You know, when you use that word, it's definitely on the positive note. I said, yeah, you get friendships, relationships. You know, you're on a bunch of ships.
It's a lot of ships out here, y'all. Courtship, relationship.
You're on a bunch of boats.
Ooh, emotional roller coaster. So it's expected to have some mental behind in building relationships. So our thing now is moving forward and understanding that we are a little mental behind building relationships and healthy relationships. And when I say healthy, I mean sometimes you're going to have to not feel like everybody going to steal from you, you know, because with having that mindset, you're like setting yourself up in each relationship for failure. You know, you're feeling like you're the higher being in that relationship, so you're going to always feel the higher, you know, I don't even know if that's the way that I want to say it, but you're going to feel like the more superior in that relationship because you're providing, you're giving the knowledge, you're giving the resources, you're feeding because you feel like, and I have been guilty of it.
The captain of the ship.
Yeah, you know, like if I give out, I don't have to even worry about receiving because that's not what I'm doing it for. But really mentally, I was mentally creating that wall up against people having the opportunity to even hurt me in any type of form or fashion.
So they couldn't even get
close.
Couldn't even get on the boat.
Period. You know, so that mental blockage that I was having, you know, in front of me caused me not to go further than that wall that I built.
Right.
You know, so understanding that and growing through it, I want to be able to share it with the network. You know, and I'm interested in knowing how do you heal through building relationships after being broken or after experiencing so many different types of relationships, because not everything is hurt in relationships. Right. You know, it is a lot of positive things that happens in relationship that we should probably adopt. You know, so when the negative do come, that positive outshine the negative. And I'm just throwing out a couple things. I'm not, you know, I'm not a doctor or anyone. Right. You know, I'm just leading by example. And I'm just trying to see where y'all at.
From experiences, and that's a relationship too, sharing, you know, your feelings. Now it's so easy to, we in such a broad area of life where anybody can get on and speak their opinion, so you learn them at a faster rate as well too, how you feel, how this person feels, how that person feels, you know. So those relationships, those are good. I think the first relationship, or first and second relationship, I don't know which order you would put them in, should be spiritual and self. You know, in order for you to be able to offer anything to any other relationship, you have to have a good one with your spiritual, you know, whatever higher power you answer to, whatever guides your morals. And then in the second relationship should be with yourself, your health, maybe your outer appearance. You know what I'm saying? Things that make you, you know, physically feel good. And then all the other relationships, they fall where they may.
And they really do. But as you starting with self and with your spirit, because dealing with yourself, sometimes you'll find some battles that you wasn't looking forward to taking. You know, you sometimes got to get in the ring with yourself and deal with some things before even trying to go outside of yourself, expecting someone to treat you a certain way that you don't even know how to treat yourself first. Right. You know, but when you go to, you know, taking care of self and mentally and physically and things like that, that's why I got got my workout gear on, y'all. I'm building a relationship with my physical coach. I don't know how I feel
with your
about
diet
that.
and your body. You right.
You know, yes, peace. But yes, in building relationships, again, me and my instructor, we didn't try this this would be this is the official second time. The official second time, because I told him I was going to come back probably like before the corona started and everything, and I'm just not getting back.
Oh, that relationship with that gym is hard.
It is. I have a love-hate relationship. I have a love-don't-want-to-do relationship. Like, wait a minute, it's so much pressure.
As much as you want you to be there, yeah. So relationships also lead to commitments, promises, and then that's probably where your negatives start to come in, because you pile them on. You don't even know how many relationships you have, and then you start making commitments. We've done it 1,000 times. We say we're gonna do one thing and we totally forgot we had other stuff on the plate, and then there's the disappointment in the business relationship while you take care of the kid relationship, or the relationship you got with your house, like mine with the flood and all that stuff.
Jeez.
And now you got to have a relationship with the plumber.
Oh,
and
Real
and it's
talk.
a whole and it's a headache, and it gets stressful being pulled in all those different directions. And so then you gotta go back to center, you gotta go back to self, you gotta go back to spirit, and calm down so you can reapproach.
Woosah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Or you will explode. You will wind up depressed. You'll wind up depressed, feeling like you cannot do anything to solve your issues. And sometimes all you needed was that relationship with that higher power that teaches you to be patient. And that's why you have that phrase, let go and let God, because you be like, dang, I was so messed up the other day. Now I'm okay. I just had to wait. And that's hard too.
Yes, the moments. The moments. It always lasts for a moment, but going through that moment, the mental behind it. But being strong enough to know how to recognize when you need to channel within and deal with some things, to not allow depression to set, to not allow the stress to set, because that's more heavier than the actual issue, the majority of the time. So yes, we are talking about the mental behind relationship right here live on Podcastic. You can call in and share some of your views. 248-854-9850. I am live right now with my girl Miss Chrissy B, and then I got my beautiful Sandra out that just walked in the building. Yes. So yes, we're talking about the mental behind relationships. I'm gonna go ahead up into the next commercial because I want y'all to really get this work, okay? And share the message. I'll be right back. Whoop, 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 whoop. Welcome back to Miss Dana J, the Network Junkie. I hope you really enjoyed the last video. It's many more to come. Join us. Let's network. So, for those that has been following already, you guys know that they call me the Network Junkie. I love networking. I love supporting. I love, getting out the word. It's a new business. It's a new day. Come on now. Every day we create history. So why not celebrate together? Now, this video is going to pretty much be about power tools. I want to share a little knowledge from a life coach of mine that I actually follow on YouTube, and I want to share a couple of her power tools with you. Stay tuned. So, what we're going to go over today pretty much in this video is power tools and how important it is to actually apply power tools to any business, especially a startup business, in order to see success. I'm going to remix some power tools that I actually learned and applied along my journey. Stay with me. Ready, set, let's network. Set, go. Rub shoulders. Rub shoulders with millionaires. Sit amongst people that's like-minded, that have things that's already going on in their lives. Someone that you can sit under, become a mentor, somebody that's preferably, in the same field that you're in. Build your team. Should I say any more? Make sure you know who's in your circle.
Find out what's going on in your neighborhood. Network. Because them are the ones that's going to be there to support you along your journey. Build within the community. Make sure you're worth it. I'm just saying. Your product better be good if you want top dollar. Your services better be accurate, on time, no problems. If you want it, you got to work for it. Come on now. Have good product. Have good service. It matters. Think big, not small. Big. Know your worth. Don't just want today. Look for tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for following your Network Junkie.
Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back to another Psych2Go video. When it comes to relationships, no two people show their love in exactly the same way. To help everyone understand the different ways one can give and receive affection, marriage counselor Dr. Gary Chapman developed the concept of 5 love languages, which include words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Keep watching to find out what your love language says about you. But first, find out what your love language is by taking Dr. Chapman's quiz yourself or with your partner. The link's in the description below. Okay, so now that you know your love language, let's dive into the video. 1. Words of affirmation. For some, actions don't always speak louder than words. If you score high for words of affirmation, you take conversations to heart. You may enjoy keeping in touch often or having distraction-free conversations. You find it meaningful to hear the reasons behind your partner's love, and you appreciate open and honest communication. Also, negative words can have just as much of an impact on you as positive ones. 2. Acts of service. If you value acts of service, you love to hear the words, "Let me do that for you," especially when a task is particularly stressful. Nothing feels better than when your partner helps take some weight off your shoulders. You are also likely to offer your company on errands or offer to help out around the house as a token of showing appreciation. Laziness and broken commitments are major deal breakers for you. 3. Receiving gifts. Do you love receiving gifts more than anything else? This love language can be a bit deceiving. It isn't the gift, but the thought behind it that counts. Receiving the perfect gift makes you feel seen and heard, as well as appreciated, especially if the gift is a surprise. You feel happy and secure because you know your partner is thinking of you when you're not around. According to Dr. Chapman's quiz results, gifts are visual representations of love and are treasured greatly by those who value this love language. 4. Quality time. If you've got quality time as your primary love language, you want undivided attention from your partner. Distraction-free and one-on-one time is the key to making you feel special and appreciated. Quality time also includes conversations and shared activities, like sharing a meal, as long as your attention is on one another. And 5. Physical touch. Do you value frequent, non-sexual touch with your partner? Whether it be through hand-holding, hugs, or a simple squeeze on the arm, to you, touch can be comforting and supportive in many kinds of relationships. Physical touch can be a great way to express care or concern for you. It's all about knowing that they're there for you. If you speak this love language, long-distance relationships may not be the best for you. Did you find this video insightful? Which love language do you relate to most? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to learn more about the 5 languages by Dr. Gary Chapman, check out our video, What is Love Language? The link's in the description below. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to Psych2Go to learn more about psychology. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes, yes.
That's nice.
Now, welcome back to Networking After Dark. Yes, yes. Where you here getting this good hair work. Today's topic is the mental behind relationship. Now, as you looked at that video, and I'm gonna talk to my panelists that I got over here right now. 5 love languages. Where did you find yourself in that 5 love language? Sandra O, excuse me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I believe the last one with the touch. Like to touch people, to let them know I care about them, and and if you don't be touching me, then I'll be like, oh, you don't feel like I do.
Guess that is a tourist thing, huh? Okay. Miss, dang it, Chrissy. I'm gonna stop saying names. I'm just gonna point. And please, y'all, in real life, I am terrible with names sometimes, and I'm working on it, y'all. So don't be getting all emotional when I might murder your name. It ain't on purpose, and I'm gonna keep trying. I'm just saying. But yes, Miss Chrissy.
Personally, I guess I speak a couple languages because I like most. I like the zodiacs. I'm like most Cancers. I'm real clingy, so I like to be best friends with my partner. I like to be able to hang out with them, be cool enough to work around them. You know, we might need space from time to time, but if not, I'm cool with that too. You know, because you know I'm a homebody, so I appreciate people like that. And then I like the physical touch too.
Right.
My kids, my pets, my friends. You know, I'm a hugger. My son is a super hugger. You know that.
Yes, give the best hugs too.
And then I'm a gift giver. So I didn't, you know, they were talking about how you receive, but I like to give. That makes me, you know, I like to cook.
Just acts of service.
Yeah. Actually, I like to do that.
Acts
I
of
like to
service.
make people. That makes me feel good to do things for people.
Now that I think about it,
It backfires sometimes, but
On all of us.
yeah.
when you think about it, on all of us.
It will.
Yes.
The
And
more
I
you
would
give,
have
the
to
more they want to come and get.
Yeah, or the more they expect from you, to the part, you know, where once you're not giving, then they start asking. You be like, look, if I ain't offered, then I ain't got it.
Message.
Back up off me.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, that's always been a part of who I am. You know, just seeing. It could be the
service
smallest
with
things. It could be a young lady was having some personal issues at home and speaking on some evil spirits in her house and stuff like that. And I gave her some sage with a little feather. And, you know, I mean, it don't have to be an expensive gift.
Right.
It has to be a thoughtful gift. So if I do receive a gift, I want a thoughtful gift that
That's
you know
good.
me.
Right.
Yeah, because it don't have to cost a lot of money.
Respect. Yes, El Bug, would you like to chime in? Love language.
Mine is quality time and acts of service.
Okay. Quality times and acts of service. Okay. I would have to say mine is acts of service and also physical touch. I'm just saying.
Right.
But yes, I would definitely have to say acts of service because I'm a giver as well. I love just making people feel good about themselves. You know, feeling like they can do beyond what they thought just by being in my presence and just, you know, giving them that extra push sometimes. I even put a post up today, like, if I ever inspired you, please share that, you know, because that helps me smile.
Right.
You know, so yes, I would say acts of service and also touch. Yes. So as we go into, let me see, what's the next one I would like to go right into? The mental behind relationships. Okay, I'm just browsing notes, y'all. Notes are very helpful.
I mean,
You got something?
that's up to Sandy.
You said the mental?
The mental behind relationships. You can pick
Well,
any
I think the
relationship.
mental behind a relationship is the mental you both put each other under, no matter what the relationship is. You know, if it's positive, it'll be a positive one. If it's negative, it'll be a negative one. Sometimes people create a negative relationship and they don't even know it. And they don't want to receive it positive because they already been trained to think of it negatively. And so it's hard for you to be in a relationship with somebody that already got their mindset on it's going to fail or it's not going to work.
Yes, that's true.
And that could reach across the different relationships.
Yes, with any
too.
kind of relationship, honestly.
That's true.
And it's mental because it will hurt you because you can't fix it because they're already designed to be that way. So it's like, I can't fix you. I got to fix myself. So you might have to walk away from that kind of relationship.
That's true. Sometimes some relationships is not worth even starting.
Yes.
You know, especially when you see that blockage right there in the beginning and they're showing you like, no,
Automatically, it's going to
I
be a
don't
fight.
trust nothing. I
Right.
don't, nope. It's like you said, automatically it's a fight at the door.
Nah, I believe you suffer the most mental anguish from relationships that you have invested a lot of time in. So that could be your job, you know, not feeling appreciated at work or not being able to move any further than you have. It could be, you know, your personal relationship, your spouse, you know what I'm saying, a close friend, because the longer the time you put into it, the more you're willing to put up with, which can lead to a lot of different depression phases, that emotional roller coaster with, you know, with more than a couple people at a time, you know, your kid. Oh my God, sometimes you just be ready to implode. It's too much coming at you at one time. And I could see,
and once a month we sometimes do.
And you need an outlet. You know what, I find comfort. I find comfort in having a good cry. You know, when I'm having
a good war cry. Oh my gosh, that's like the best feeling. Just get it out.
A good movie
Just
and
get it
and you know, some relationship to that movie or understanding.
Oh, I thought you was talking about that. Okay.
Because sometimes you don't want to go to social media with. I'm not the type of person that goes to social media with a lot of my problems.
No, I can't
you know what I'm
do
saying?
that one.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm sorry, no.
Because
You
I
gotta
don't
really
feel like
know me what's going
explaining
on.
myself.
Well, I be petty P sometimes.
I every once in a while I feel like that's what
So
it's for.
try it, but think about it.
Somebody
That's
piss
them,
you
not
off
me.
and you make a public service announcement. Yeah, you know I'm talking to you.
You in the back, right
Yeah.
here.
That's cool. That's
I'm working on that though, y'all.
yeah. That's more
the mental
entertaining.
shit,
So I'm
because I
good
used
with
to be an
that.
emotion. I used to wear my heart on my sleeve. So since I couldn't get physically to you, I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I done got so much better in that. Like I used to really, really like, I want you to see this. Go tell your mama. Go tell your cousin. Go tell. I don't care. Go tell. Go tell. I don't like. I was really. I did.
We all been.
Yeah. I
Petty
mean, hey, we
princes
here
and
healing, right?
princesses,
We gonna
I'm
heal
sure.
today.
I'm a vindictive. Something.
Ooh.
I was in a relationship with a guy, and when he was wrong, he just didn't want to talk. So he would go in the back room and light up a Black and Mild. So I'm like, oh, okay, you don't want to talk, you're not going to enjoy the Black and Mild. I would poke little holes in the top of his thing. Enjoy your Black and Mild, motherfucker. It ain't going to even hit.
Not today.
That's crazy.
And that gives me a little bit of satisfaction. Like, you want to talk? All right.
I got you.
So that's a battle. That's a relationship and a battle I have with myself, making sure I learn how to just walk away and not try to turn around and make
Because
sure you
karma's
trip
real.
behind me.
That's okay.
Yes.
It's
That
hard.
mental though. That
It's
mental
hard.
is
That's some-
serious.
that's
It's
some mental
serious.
stuff.
And the first thing is just admitting, seeing, write it down, acknowledge it in order to be better. That's the only reason why we're even talking about this, because we're here to help you heal as we heal. You know,
especially
because
during the coronavirus, there's a lot that went on, and
Yeah, a lot of relationships were
a lot
tested.
of relationships was going through battles
Whoa.
and ended, and I'm sure some began and ended quickly too.
People was
as well.
getting married or getting divorced, and some of them was.
Yes.
It was one thing.
It was a test. that's
It
for
was
sure.
like, you
It was
stuck with me.
Yeah.
I love you. We ain't gonna never be apart. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Right.
really see who
Yeah.
who they were and
Yeah.
who you were.
Absolutely.
Oh, and what your
facts.
kids be doing.
Oh, that's
wow.
even worse.
You at work and they at school.
Oh, that's even worse.
ooh, that's a whole nother
You
relationship
be like,
that
I
you had
see
to
why the
regain with
teacher
them.
just
Like,
kept calling me. I'm about to stab you.
who raised you?
Them kids and show their ass.
I have Miss Tiffany on Facebook. Miss Tiffany say crying is a relief sometimes. Yes, sister, yes, it definitely is. Let them
Yes.
tears go.
Yes.
Let them go. Let them go.
It's such a magical thing that you feel emotion, and it could be
Facts.
happy,
Yes.
it could be angry, it could be sad, and them tears flow. What is that? You know what I'm saying?
It's a
That's
release.
just a gift from God.
yes.
It's a pressure release.
Yes.
And then being able to move past the uncomfortable situation and being able to communicate successfully. That's what happens when you have a healthy relationship. If you don't have a healthy relationship, you're not going to be able to get past that disagreement. You know, we're like sisters now. Y'all know how sisters fight. Like, y'all fight, but y'all know y'all can't kill one another because mama going to get you. So,
Well, we're gonna make up. We're gonna be
so
fine.
we're going to fight, but we're going to always, like,
Yeah,
be
you
right
ever
there
fight for your relationship? Because I'm one of them people too. Like, if I'm wrong and you hang up on me, I'm coming
I'm
over.
like, I'm
Okay,
coming, yeah, I'm
It's just-
coming, right.
it's not gonna end. Like, I'm not the silent treatment type. If I give you silent treatment, we're done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've ended some
Well,
relationships.
I tried to give her some silent treatment one time, and she ended up on my porch.
It don't work.
She was on my porch like, excuse you.
Because I've been there.
I love her for that. But I love her. And our relationship is that much stronger because of that, you know?
And that's when I think I said, just take some time and do what you need to do. If
we was going through
if we
so
going in the
much.
wrong direction, you know what I'm saying? We just need to take a break. It wasn't our relationship. It was a relationship out there we were facing together. Like you said, we were doing shows where we were paying really good money and there were no participants, outside of who we promoted to. You think you go to Cobo Hall, you pay $500, you're gonna see at least 200 or 300 people, and nobody's crickets.
Yeah,
some of the churches took our money and
stole from us.
And I'm one of those people. I have relationships with people where I'm very honest.
Yeah.
I know how to approach a situation enough to say, excuse me, we didn't make any money. Can you give us back some of our money so we can mess with you the next time? This is only fair. Don't look like y'all promoted this event. And I'm just trying to say we want to have a good relationship and do this again. Can you give us at least a discount on the next show? And being forward like that has, gotten
90% of the time we was able to keep the relationship. About 90% of the time.
And
just being honest
we
and being
had to
upfront.
cut it.
Yeah. It was a couple times. Yeah, it was just like, no coming back.
Woo, it was a couple times we was gonna be Dana like, Chrissy, just leave it alone. And I'm like,
now that's the
Dana,
secret weapon
don't jump
over
on her
there.
back. Cause I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna write a letter.
Yeah.
Dear, I am a white woman.
Yeah. But what about hurt people hurting hurt people? Like people hurt people.
Oh, that's that.
Oh.
bad.
Or what is it? How does it go? Hurt people hurt people. That's how it go, right?
hurt people hurt
People do hurt people because they are hurt. That's almost like the saying of misery love company. And if you know that saying, then you know that hurt people going to hurt people. And people that hate on people going to hate on people that's doing good because they don't got nothing going on in their life.
Absolutely.
So all them things tie in together. But when you give them that motto, I go by my grandmother would say, and that's to treat people like you want to be treated.
Yes.
That's the golden rule.
That's the golden rule.
Know that whatever goes around gonna come around. And if you're not gonna do something 110, don't even do it in real life.
Don't
Do you know that's the secret to life? No, I'm saying,
no, it
like,
really is.
after
The
you've
laws of
gotten this
justice
far,
is
that's
real.
the secret to life. All you got to do is treat people how you want to be treated. So if you put out a negative energy, then you deserve it back.
Exactly.
Whatever religion, they got a saying that says that exact same thing
No
in
matter
a
which
million
religion
different
it is.
ways.
Yes.
Do unto others.
Yes.
Whatever you put out, you
Yes.
get back karma.
Yes.
So on and so forth. And people still think that they can get over.
Yes. That's
And you run into somebody like me. And I'm just waiting for my turn to get you back. And I have to stop that. That's the relationship, My grandma used to say that
all right now. Y'all heard
you are a being that's in constant battle. Your mind is constantly battling your heart. And that God speaks to your mind.
That's right.
And the devil speaks to your heart where your temptations lie.
See?
So that's that
Did y'all
war
get
you
that?
having with yourself.
Unless you talk to my sister Keisha and she said you don't have to worry about the God or the devil, she coming.
Ooh.
I ain't know about that one.
She said, miss.
Okay.
All right, sister.
Okay.
We good, all right? Networking after dark. I got my beautiful panelists in here today, Miss Chrissy and also Miss Sandra O in the building. And we got El Boog back here as the engineer holding it down as always. I want to give a shout out to Podcastic, the Queen's Treasure Jewels, Groove Radio. What is that? Gino from
88.1.
Yes, Words from the Street.
WHPR. Yes, that Words from the Street.
Church of Messiah. So I'm just throwing some out here. I just salute all of you guys. Everybody that's out here doing something. Let's just make sure we passing it forward, but passing something positive forward.
Absolutely.
Right now, going through that pandemic, a lot of us lost a lot. If it wasn't material, it was physical, you
Or
know,
your
because
mental.
you know, because a lot of people like myself, it's still sometimes when I cough, I feel when I had it, you
A
know.
lot of people
And
lost
then
their
the
goddamn
mental,
mind.
and the mental, I think almost everybody went through a little mental. Just
That's
at
some
first
fact.
week.
I went into zombie apocalypse phase.
I
Like
watched
I
it-
wouldn't
I
let
watched
nobody in my kitchen and
Oh,
touch
no,
the food
I watched
supplies.
everything zombie, so I knew how to kill
Oh my
them.
gosh,
Everybody turned into one.
Sandra, she know everything about zombies.
I
I'm
went
if we get attacked,
everything.
all her is all I'm saying.
I even told the kids, if y'all keep eating food like this, zombies gonna get y'all ass. Y'all gonna be too fat to run. Get out the kitchen.
Because I know how to kill them every kind of way.
And my grandmother's rose up in me, and I was cooking. I was cooking all day.
Grandma rose up.
She rose up in me, and I was just cooking all. Get out my kitchen. Get out my kitchen.
Promise,
I was
kill 'em
cooking
every
3 meals
single
a day.
kind of
I
way.
was like, I
Period.
went into full 50s house. I was serving, I was cleaning, I was dusting everything. I was going crazy.
That's funny.
And when I broke out of the house, it was to go get Lysol.
Right.
That was my
That
big.
was the coolest.
That was my
trip
big
ever.
adventure. I had to find Lysol.
I was so happy to go. It was like a
Just
scavenger
one can
hunt.
for me and one can for my mama.
Wow.
I was a scavenger.
Wow.
Oh my God. I done found out when the trucks drop off at the neighborhood stores.
wow.
And, you know, it was just, but it was like the highlight of my week to
It really
get
was,
out of the
to get out.
house. And I felt like the warrior.
But it was
mom.
no one even out there. Like it was so like deserted,
It was,
and
I
it was
was out
like
there.
so the mental even behind going outside was really deep too. Like because I had a problem with seeing all the gloves and the mask like on the ground.
Oh,
I would
yeah, that
freaking
was
panic.
yeah.
I had to ride around with like what is that lavender spray in my vehicle
right.
just to keep me calm because it was really like
Yeah, I
why
would
is
spray
everybody
everything.
throwing it out?
Nah,
I would spray
It's
everybody.
coronavirus everywhere.
At some point, I had like I got into a Wonder Woman thing. I said, okay, it's other people that need this stuff. You know,
throwing it away. What is
yeah,
happening
because
right now?
because Bobo had got
Love.
sick and I had to do everything essential. I wanted to do everything essential, not over the counter, to get him back. And so I said, other people need to know this. So I got, you know, I'm bored. I'm posting the food. I found out a lot of stuff. I did a lot of studying. You know, we done.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the relationship that I built this different relationship with my family.
See, and that's amazing.
And I
thing.
stood on this hierarchy because the king, the head of the family, was sick. The kids needed direction. So I'm telling you, when I dotted out the door to get that Lysol, I felt like I had a cape on because I had gotten over it.
You
I
did.
felt invincible. I had my little utility belt with all my hand sanitizers and you know what I'm saying. It was just nice to be out there by myself too and get away from their ass too.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
we gonna stay safe. Everybody stay safe.
Definitely stay safe.
Stay safe.
And
Still
I
wear
just
your
wanna-
mask if you are not vaccinated, please.
Yes. Now we have to definitely replay this one back again. And I also want to let you ladies know, like, thank you for coming because today is the kickoff of season 2. We made it. Mama made it. All that. Yes. And we're going to play this back. So next week, we're going to also be talking about the mental behind relationship. Yes,
Keep it going.
because we ain't done. As you can see, we got more to talk about. So I'm definitely looking forward to talking more about that because we about healing, you know.
Oh yeah, it's also gonna. If she willing, we can talk about the mental that's finna happen behind these PPPs with the fraud. I have an amazing video that I would love for you to
It's some
see.
people
and you
it's
can
some
do what
kids
you wanna
about to
do with
lose
it.
their
Okay.
parents now. Like,
No, this is
you know,
amazing.
some of these
You're
aunties
gonna
and
wanna
uncles
see
gonna have
this.
to get
I'm
ready.
probably gonna put it on Facebook tonight
And then play it back.
And then play it
Okay.
back on podcasting next week.
Y'all got the memo.
crazy.
Y'all got the memo. And how can they follow you on Facebook so they can see that?
Cassandra Arnold, and that's it.
Yes. And then since we're here, Miss Chrissy, how can they get in contact with you, love?
I'm on all social media by my full name from high school, Christina B. Snowden, at Facebook, at Instagram. I'm not a big social junkie right now. You probably find me easier going to Dana.
I'm telling
But
you,
I do
Cassandra
have my,
Arnold on
Christy's-
Facebook.
I'm
That's
sorry.
it. That's it. Because I don't have nothing else. I'm
She
sure.
said
And then we got Groove Radio in the back and podcasting. L Book, tell them how they can get in contact with you.
GrooveRadioDetroit.com.
Okay.
Yes. And then also go to Simply Podcastic and you can check out all of the podcasts. And if you're not following me on social media networks, shame on you. That's the network, Network Junkie, Junkiey, because I get high off of this in real life, y'all. So make sure you go Google. When you Google, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff. Just select one and let's go and stay in contact, because we healing for real, we building for real, and we out here for real. This is about to be a village person type of thing, people type of thing. So make sure y'all stay in contact. And again, y'all know where to reach us. We right here on Simply Podcastic, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, we there. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Gang, gang.
Let's get it.
Good show.
Y'all ready for this?
People have to communicate, but they also have to have boundaries.
When you truly care, you're caring, and your heart is just like with the other person.
Two people who have a great connection, who has around the same values or different values that they're respectful towards.
I would say they're comfortable with each other and they let each other know that.
They're also like supportive of each other and being like thoughtful, so.
They have to be understanding, you know, like ask questions, but definitely try to see the other person as a person and not just like an instrument to use.
Treats them with respect. I feel like that's like the number one trait that you should have in a relationship.
I would want to know when they thought about me and stuff.
Feels safe to talk to me, and also like wants to know about my day and cares about how I'm feeling, and that like we're laughing together, but also like we can be very serious together.
I think my parents have a healthy relationship, even though they sometimes get mad at each other and get things out of their systems. They're still like supportive and they still compromise and do a lot of things for each other.
My brother and his girlfriend are a very good relationship because they spend time with each other and value each other very much.
Could I say mine?
Of course, yeah.
Well, my boyfriend treats me super well and I am so appreciative and grateful.
How long have y'all been together?
10 months. Yeah.
So we're approaching that year mark.
I know, it's crazy. Thank you.